All right, welcome back to Boring Reviews. Man with a hat on inside here.
How dare you?
What? I'm just announcing myself.
That
I know.
So disrespectful.
I am a walking disrespectful being.
We're not trying to be rude or anything.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying who I am.
Told in the comments that having your hat on inside is disrespectful, and here in America, it's just very, very much.
You'll
culture.
never hear that. Ever.
Yeah, no, people do it all the time. Don't even bat an eye. Sick girl here.
Sick in the head. And can't help my. You can't just leave it out there and have me not expect to spike it for the point. Hey,
rude.
Hey, keep that to yourself. So we're gonna go ahead and check out another QI.
Quite interesting.
Key, and we are checking out which one.
Why will Alan never eat Stefan's noodles or Steven's noodles? Steven's noodles.
Stefan. This is such a random, silly fact, but I have an uncle named Steven and I have a cousin named Steven. The cousin spells like this guy. The uncle has the V. I just thought that was kind of odd.
Well,
and they didn't name him after the uncle as far as I know, but it's just...
And the reason I said Stefan is I just finished watching a reality show. You guys are going to die, but it was called Perfect Match. And a guy named Stefan is on it, and that was just in my mind.
I think about Family Matters.
And you know what?
Stefan.
Spoiler alert. They did not win.
Okay, what are you doing to people? What
said
if they're in the middle of watching
alert.
that crappy...
I said spoiler alert.
Okay, spoiler alert. The Germans lost both wars.
In fact, bigger spoiler alert, the couple that won Perfect Match were the new couple that just got on the show. How do you win when these guys were together throughout the entire show pretty much? Ugh, whatever.
Well, it just shows that
Stefan
the winner part
won.
doesn't matter. It's just about all the drama that happens all throughout.
Clearly. And it was crap, just FYI. It was what you watch when you're sick and you're just binge watching.
Mr. Fry is...
Bless you.
You've been talking about Stephen the whole time I find it. Stephen Fry is patiently waiting. Look at him. He cannot wait to speak.
I'm sorry, Stephen.
Here we go. I should probably put my headphones on. Whoops.
Wow, Nick.
I forgot to put my headphones on.
It doesn't take a genius to figure out.
I never claimed to be a
that
genius.
You need to hear.
Here we go.
Now, Alan, why will you never eat my noodles?
Sounds so bad.
It was bound to happen that this show would just become about you two.
Just haven't agreed on a fee, have we?
I like the phone shot.
Remember, we're involving people from countries beginning with K.
Kenya.
Well, which have a particular association, perhaps, with noodles.
Kent.
Kent. Famous for the Kentish pasta. No, go east. Korea. Thank you, Josh. In Korea, noodles, of course, are very popular.
Of course.
And when will I eat your noodles means when are you getting married? In other words, when are you going to be throwing a party in which you will serve noodles? So it's just a Korean phrase. It's like saying, when are you going to tie the knot? When am I going to eat your noodles? Well, you're already married, so I'm not going to eat your noodles. And you didn't invite me.
I did invite you.
Oh, you did? No, that's right.
That is hilarious.
He was abroad.
Yeah, you know what you were doing? You were filming an episode of Bone.
Yeah, yes, I
I've always so insulted in my life.
I'm so... Oh, God, how embarrassing. I'm so sorry.
You never see Steven ever...
break like that.
Bested or ever like that. But he's like, oh my gosh, you're right. He's just so embarrassed.
He's like, and I didn't even go because he was filming this.
He was filming episode Bones, the U.S. show. That's kind of cool. Can you imagine that? I'm guessing it was a guest starring role, but the time you have a wedding, he's recording. Anyways, it's like, oh yeah, you're right. When will I eat your noodles? When will I go to your wedding?
So bad.
Yeah, it sounds so bad.
So bad.
I'm so sorry. Oh, God, how embarrassing. I'm so sorry. Anyway, that's what it means. Here are some other Korean phrases, though. The other man's rice cake always looks bigger. What is the British equivalent of that?
Oh, the grass is always greener.
Or as my uncle used to say, the other man's arse is always cleaner. If there are too many ferrymen on a boat, it will sail up a mountain.
Is that just literal?
I'm like,
But maybe.
If they say that in North Korea, the boat is going up the mountain.
That's true. There is
Too many cooks spoil the broth.
too many cooks spoil the broth.
Stephen, tell me about your childhood.
Okay, here's one. He worked as if he were tending the grave of his wife's uncle.
That's brilliant.
What would that mean?
I might start using that.
Not much.
Yes is the answer,
He did
because in
fuck
Korea, it is your duty to tend the graves of your family. But the more distant the family, the less attention you give the grave. So all he was doing was just basically sprinkling a little bit of water on It's only his wife's uncle. Whereas his grandfather, his father, or his mother, he'd be putting flowers and being with great attention. So that's what that means.
Like shagging the dog.
Not really. Not really, Catherine. Is there something you want to share with us? Like shagging the dog.
Yeah, like if you don't work very hard, you're just shagging the dog.
No.
Not in this country, madam.
No, not here either.
In this country, when we shag a dog, we know what we're doing. And it's pretty hard work.
Not as easy as it looks, I tell you that.
So in Canada, you have the phrase shagging the dog.
Yeah. Or like shagging the sheep if you want, or whatever.
That's not fun. Again, perfectly common practice over here, but not considered a light or unburdensome task.
It just means like having an easy day.
There's a lot I have to learn about Canada.
It's easy because with like a lady, you have to take her out to dinner or woo her a bit. But with the dog, it's just like, here, boy, come on.
You say that. You say that. Yeah, once he's here, most of the work is still to be done in that situation.
Yes. I'm thinking, let's move on. So, showing off your wrinkles to a silkworm?
You have found a silkworm in your underpants.
Silkworms are pretty wrinkly. So if you show your wrinkles to a silkworm, he's going to go, nah, I can do better than that. So it's like teaching your grandmother to suck eggs.
Oh,
that's
imagine how wrinkly a silkworm's knackers are.
Exactly. And finally, he disappeared like a fart through hemp pyjamas.
I think that one speaks for itself, doesn't it?
It's a Korean phrase. Awkwardly, basically. Embarrassingly, awkwardly, not with maximum grace.
No.
I love these phrases. And it's crazy with these phrases because the translation seems to come out pretty well, right? I mean, it seems to kind of roll off the tongue as an idiom or whatever figurative language should. But with the translation, I'm assuming in Korean it sounds more
different,
like figuratively languagey, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But in the English translation, it still comes off kind of interestingly.
Makes sense. I still wouldn't say, when am I going to eat your noodles?
I'm totally going to say that to somebody, and I can't wait to see their reaction.
Or has today been a shagging dog day?
Have you shagged a dog? You've been shagging the dog? At first I thought she was American because, she has
No, she's been in videos.
I always forget she's from Canada, though.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't know that phrase, but it makes sense that's a Canadian phrase. I have heard it before.
Have you? I've
shagging
never
the dog.
heard that.
I think I have. I never even thought twice about it, though. Like, their reaction right away was like, what?
Well, okay. So, yeah. I took it as, okay, you just took that to a whole nother level, weird level.
I just never thought. I just thought, okay, it's like wag the dog. Wag the dog's a phrase too. I still don't know what that means. They made a movie after it for crying out loud.
I don't know what that means.
Wag. I used to know what it means.
Wag the dog.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking instead of shagging the dog. Yeah, wag the dog is a phrase. Yeah, it's a movie. I don't want the movie.
Oh, right there, phrase. Go back up. Does the phrase? Yeah.
Wag the dog is a political term, the act of creating a diversion from a damaging issue, usually through military force. It stems from a generic use of the term to mean a small and seemingly unimportant entity. The tail controls a bigger, more important one, the dog. So, I've heard that phrase before. Like I said, forgot what it meant, but shagging a dog.
No.
Quite interesting, but I cannot wait to ask somebody who's like single or who's dating, like, when am I going to be able to eat your noodles? Like, it's been long enough.
That's not going to go well.
Can I at least get an invitation? Sometimes being invited is nice enough.
That is not good. Actually,
can't
we
wait.
just ate the noodles of
Yeah.
our friend recently. I'm gonna have to tell you, it was really pleasurable eating your noodles.
Yes, absolutely.
We really enjoyed
You gotta
eating
say it
your
with a
noodles.
straight face, though. I got to say, my husband, he loved eating your noodles.
Oh my gosh, I can't. Oh my gosh, you would have to say it because I was just bust up.
I'm
I
gonna
can't
say it
wait.
to somebody. I can't wait. The
Oh
first
my
person
God.
I see, it could be like I think one of the newer additions to my grade level is single. I can't wait. Actually, I think they're both currently not married. Oh,
No,
on
they're
the
gonna
Donkey
like
Kong.
write up a
Like, day
harassment
one.
report.
I'll make sure I'll do it during the summertime before the school year starts, so they can't get me in trouble because it's on off contract time. But as always,
Go on.
I have no idea what the video is about from the title. I honestly thought like he refused to eat the noodles that Stephen cooked, and I wanted to know why.
Yes, me too.
So that was a very clever title there, and that was a lot of fun to learn about the different idioms, different phrases out there, and what they mean. What was the one man's cake is bigger than yours, or rice cake is bigger than yours?
Yes.
I was thinking something completely different about that.
Oh, I'll be honest. I really was thinking the grass is greener, but the whole time this was going on, I can't remember any of them. But I have in my classroom a whole list that the kids have to figure out. Just something fun at the end of the year. We didn't end up doing it this year, but it's idioms in different countries.
Cool.
And I was trying to think of some of them, but anyway.
Way to go. I know one idiom, don't wear your hat indoors. So we're going to go ahead and sign off here. If you like our reaction, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.
Surrender.